What are some things that really was a culture shock coming from Japan, living in Japan, growing up here?
And I booked the hotel, but somehow it got cancelled. So I lost the place to stay. I was there like in the middle of the night. I was like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna die. Surprising, there is no rules. Okay, there is lines on the road and no one follows. Let's just go all over.
Right.
And cows are the main, people, they're waiting for cows to move.
Right.
The car is waiting.
Yeah. Welcome to ENC Shizuoka podcast. My name is Jocelyn, one of the ENC staff here. So ENC Shizuoka is where students with a wide variety of interests and experiences, they gather, we share with each other what we have. And in this podcast, we are interviewing students and graduates to share their interests and some useful information that will be really relevant and maybe exciting for our listeners out there. So we have been having Yuki Kino from the last episode. So again, thanks for joining us. So let's continue from where we left off. So you are a Tokuha student.
Yeah.
You studied English and you graduated last year in 2021. And I think knowing you a little, you spent a very good time in your university days. Maybe doing many things, exploring many things. But one of the things you mentioned is you traveled quite a bit.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about your travel experiences? Where did you go and what did you do there?
I have been travel some countries, and I've been to Canada with a working holiday visa, and also India and Philippines.
Yeah. So let's focus on India. I think
Sure.
listeners out there may be curious. What's in India? What are some things that really was a culture shock coming from Japan, living in Japan, growing up here? What were some big differences between cultures that you really could not brain it or could not really understand? Yeah, maybe share some funny things. Or
Basically everything is different.
Yeah.
And also I couldn't use my phone, so I didn't know where I was.
Oh, really?
And I booked the hotel, but somehow it got cancelled. So I lost the place to stay. I was there in the middle of the night. I was like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna die. That's my experience. But somehow, I got a taxi and they drive to, this tourist place.
Yeah.
And then they got me one hotel room, a really small hotel room.
Oh.
And then I was stay there.
Yeah.
But culture shock? I don't know if it's culture shock, but everything is just really alive. And people, their eyes are it's crazy, shining. And it's just looking at me straightly, really straight.
Yeah.
Look at your eyes.
Really piercing eyes.
Yeah.
Really,
I didn't understand what they were thinking.
Oh.
They just look at me with that kind of eye.
Yeah.
And also, that place. Somehow I was just keep crying.
Oh.
I don't know why, but I really just like the place, and the
Right.
place is really alive. Yeah.
But did you go in India?
I didn't know where I was because I got the taxi driver. They said, okay, I'm gonna take you there. I'm gonna take you there. Okay, Agra, whatever. I was just going with them.
Okay.
I just told them this. I'm gonna go back to Japan eventually. Okay, And then they I'm just gonna
make
take
sure
you.
I go home. Okay,
Yeah,
to
I
Japan.
go home, but they took me some places.
Right.
But
Okay.
that's what
And you were a single traveler. You were alone. You were just trusting
Yeah.
your instincts and just going.
Yeah.
Yeah. I came from Malaysia. Yeah, I come from Malaysia, and in Malaysia we have lots of different cultures as well. It's like a mix of everything, and so the Chinese, the Malays, and the Indians, and the Indians originate from India. So we have Indian town, we have communities of Indian people, and Indian food is the best. It's so good, and you're right. There's so many Indian people, especially in India, and they are really alive. They are chatting and talking and busy and
Dancing.
the dancing. Bollywood movies always have dancing scenes, and shooting scenes also. But yeah, so India is really alive. What stayed with you when you went there? You said you cried. A lot of maybe emotions were coming up.
Yeah, I think so.
And what did you feel like you brought back? That never left you, even though you're back in Japan.
Like when I went there, I felt like, okay, this is the place I'm gonna live in. I'm gonna die. That's what I felt.
Wow.
And like I can't. Now I know like what it was because there's one place that I wanna go. But at the time I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
But I think this aliveness and everything is just so different. And there is no like regular days.
You're right.
Every day. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Even you don't know when the train is coming, or I mean, here it's so predictable, right?
Yeah.
In Japanese life, daily life.
It's like every day is like challenge in your journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that thing got me.
Was there anything that was surprising when you were in India?
Surprising, like, yeah. There is no rules.
No rules.
Okay, like there is lines
Yeah.
on the road and no one follows. Like it's just go all over.
Right.
And cars, just people walking and bicycle. Like everything is just together.
Happening at the same time.
Yeah, and the car is like really close. Like, how do you drive like that? It was crazy. Things are really different.
And we know that cows are sacred also in India. So they can. Is it that they can go wherever they want, sit wherever they like?
They're just
and
walking around. And cows are the main, like, people, they're waiting for cows to move.
Right.
The car is waiting.
Yeah, and the cows want to have a leisure time sitting down. They just take their time.
Yeah.
And the people wait.
People wait.
Right. Maybe that's surprising.
Because I didn't understand what's happening.
Yeah.
But later I got to know a lot of people, they got milk from cows, right? And they're like their mother. So they never eat, they never kill, like they never hurt.
So they treat their mother.
Yeah.
How they love their mother. Wow. I think one question that maybe listeners be thinking is like, wow, how does Yuki get all this money to travel? Is she from a rich family? What does she do to get travel money? And we worry about that. So would you like to share how you saved up or how you got income to go?
Because I always booked cheapest flight I could find.
Right.
And that's what I did. Also but for working holiday and studying abroad, I got scholarship from government kind. Tobitate, Japan. So that one I don't have to pay back.
Right.
I just have to have interview and explain what I like and what I like to do in Canada and what I like to bring back to Japan and to make Japan better place.
Right.
And I talked about these my ideas, my dreams in front of the owners in Shizuoka who's gonna pay for my travel. And if they think okay, I'm worth, then they'll say okay, sure.
So just curious, since you propose to them, right? What would you do back in Shizuoka? So do you felt like anything you said there at that day was something that you could do? You have done already? Succeeded?
Like they told me like they liked my passion. Like I was really passionate about what I'm gonna do.
Right.
And I had so much energy. I was just traveling all over Japan.
Yeah.
And they told me like I'm gonna be like good for this city to bring up and bring something new.
Right. Yeah. Bring something alive.
Yeah.
Which you got from India and make it alive here. Okay. Yeah. So you got scholarships. You try to find some ways, the cheapest flights. Maybe that's really a skill, huh?
Yeah.
How to find cheap flights. Okay. Maybe we can ask Yuki personally. You can ask her. Did you also do lots of baito? Were you working very hard?
I have 2 jobs doing at the same time.
Yeah. And also studying and trying to do your, your exams and things like that.
Yeah, but I didn't really, buy too much things because I didn't want anything like clothes. Okay, if I have like few things, then I was okay. So I was spending, all the money for traveling, going to many different
So you were
places.
buying experiences more than like things or consume things. Great. So maybe last but not least is your. I think I hear that your travel to India really left something really deep in your heart, and coincidentally or not, you now have an Indian restaurant in Yoshida Town, Shiva Curry. I'm just wondering if your travel to India has any influence on your decision to open this restaurant.
Like I think without traveling, I was so like I'm willing to do many things, but something that I can bring up and share people, these my experience in this aliveness. I think I wanted to share from India, bring back from India and this aliveness and about the food and freshness and something that makes people like more like healthy and stronger. Yeah, that's something that I brought from India.
So okay, so maybe any last things you want to say to listeners who are now more curious about India? Maybe they want to book a flight this weekend, they want to start flying.
So like we are right now, because of COVID situation, it's difficult to travel, but we're planning to have make a like tour like to go to India, travel India, and the place the chefs are from and my partner is from, it's a place that you cannot go without local people.
Right.
It's just so beautiful.
Where is it?
It's Uttarakhand. It's just all green, just so nature. Right. And eventually we want to do something like that. So if you're interested in India or anything, just come to our restaurant.
Okay. So thank you everyone for listening to our podcast, and we hope that you gain lots of useful information and maybe some new passion to explore the world. And you can connect more with us at ENC to find out more if you have questions. So thank you.